I want to apologize first off to my Wolfpack fam, which many of you are going to say, apology is needed. A lot of my Wolfpack fam are going to say apology is not needed. Many of my Wolfpack fam are going to be a bit torqued with me. But I just want y'all to understand something that, when you already are limited in a life in which you're used to being very productive, in a way that you're used to doing things when, how, and what level you want to do them, is very hard when you cannot do that at the point in time where you are in life. So yesterday I posted this actual live for quali and about 9:50 Eastern Standard Time. I was not here for you all when qualifying went off, and that is because I was rushed to the hospital. I was losing a lot of blood, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I really thought there wasn't going to be another live to be had. Honestly, first of all, I didn't even think about the live. I just thought about it. This was probably going to be it. Honestly, I thought that was going to be it. Losing that much blood. I've been in the military. I've seen a lot of things. Losing that much blood, I really thought that was going to be it. But fortunately, they were able to get the blood stopped and make some things happen. And so now, I'm waiting for a surgeon to fly in from Florida. I am back to the house. And in this time, it's going to be hard for me not to do nothing. So I started to delete this live. I started to delete it. And I don't give a damn about the haters. I don't give a damn about nobody else and what they say. People are always going to say negative things. But the same amount of energy that I would have deleted this live and then mentally thought about not completing it, it would have been just as stressful on me as to just try to take these moments before I get my next treatment and then do this live. So we're going to do this live a little bit. You feel me? I am a doer. People that really don't know me personally have to know, like, he's going to push forward. If he tell you he's going to do something, he's going to do it. If he doesn't do it, he's going to tell you why he can't do it. And if you're in his way, more than likely you're going to move at some point in time if you're trying to stop him from getting to what he wants to do. That's physically and verbally. All right. So today we do have a race coming up in a few hours. And I'm going to talk about qualifying because I did go back and watch it about 2:30 this morning. On the F1 TV app. And I was a bit surprised, but happy to see that our boy Pia ended up grabbing pole position. And in this situation with Piastri grabbing pole position, and listen, let me tell y'all, if Maria Duncan comes in here, I know she's going to give me the business. Sylvia Witt going to give me the business. Mary Beanie, big shout out to you. And I wish you much recovery too, Mary Beanie. I know you're going through your own thing. And, we just lost a family member not too long ago. I lost my cousin to cancer in 2023. And my youngest cousin just got diagnosed with cancer last week. So a lot going on around you that when you're going around something kind of doesn't give you the best hope. But either way, we're not going to give up. Piastri definitely isn't giving up. He's decided, and I think he has mentally decided, that he is going to force McLaren to either show their hand or make good on the promise that they gave. And when you make good on the promise that you gave, that would be Piastri gets the decision when he's in place to get the decision. And I think at this point in time, McLaren have not shown Piastri that he will get the nod if he is in that position. I think right now McLaren are doing what they should have done at a point in time when Norris showed between the two drivers that he was better chosen for the championship run last year. That's last year. Okay, that's last year. And it is early this season. And I think what Piastri is doing, especially since the last situation, is I think Piastri is showing that I deserve for you still to keep things unbiased until further notice. Because right now, the score is Lando was up by 1 point on Max. Piastri, true enough, and I'm not going to be on here long, he is down by 12 points. That's not a large margin, considering where we are in round 4 of the championship Formula One season. It's not a large margin at all. And do keep in mind that Piastri won in China. He was on podium in Japan. And here it is now, he's on pole position for Bahrain. So it is largely possible. I appreciate all the love in the live chat. It is largely possible that Piastri is going to go on a give it to me campaign, and McLaren are going to have to decide what to do. And if I was McLaren at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and whichever driver is in a place to finish the best, we're going to give them the orders for right now. And it's hard to do that right now, I know, for a lot of people, because they say, well, last season McLaren should have prioritized. Lando was leading. Lando was leading. And I'm going to tell you right now, if we look right here, as I have replay qualifying running, Lando at this point in time was second, but we all know where Lando finished, right? This is Q2, end of Q2. Lando's behind. I also want to speak to the point where Lando did finish before it even gets there, but Lando did not finish right behind Norris. So if we also keep in mind that they did not give Oscar Piastri his opportunity, where I think he kind of showed fair performance for them to consider swapping those drivers in Japan and giving Oscar the chance to go after Max. And had Oscar not captured Max before the end of the race, McLaren clearly could have switched back and there would have been no harm, no foul. You still would have been able to prioritize Lando at the end, giving him those points to stay 1 point in front of Max. But if Oscar would have been able to catch Max, Oscar wins that race, and this time he's coming in pole position. And then what else are we looking at? I don't think that sits very well with Oscar Piastri at this point in time. At this point in time, I don't think Oscar feels that McLaren made the best choice then. And I almost would debate, I don't think Oscar feels like they may have made the best choice before a time before now. And I've already told you all several times that Oscar Piastri is the type of driver, because he's shown us to be that type of driver where he's not just going to take shit and die. He showed Alpine, I'm just not going to take shit and die. And McLaren need to understand that they are not above his character of either you do right or you do right. And if you don't, I'm going to show you the backhand of my hand. And that is what we're looking into. Oscar is driving. Oscar is having a reemergence of from last season. If you think about it, last season, he kind of had like a sophomore slump. I'll give it to him. Still, to me, very well done, but had a sophomore slump. Right now, if this continues, Oscar Piastri is on a roll. He is on a roll. So, you know, that's enough about McLaren. Let's hit up on some of these other teams before I have to get up out of here. Because like I said, I can't be on here long. We will have a Wolves Den today, given I don't have to be rushed back to the hospital again. So God willing on that. We will have a Wolves Den. I already posted that information for you all. So be there for that, because I want to hear what you got to say about qualifying and then this race that we're about to have, because I will not be doing a live after the race. I'm not going to be able to do that. You know, I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to even post that because I don't want to miss it again and then have you all waiting around. So Wolves Den will be there for all the Wolfpack members to let me hear what they got to say. So please come in there and do a lot of talking. Let me hear your opinions. Raise your hand when you come in the chat. Galactus, Sylvia Wick will be in there to help me govern the chat, and just let me hear your perspectives and your opinions. It really does good for me to hear what you all think, especially in this time. All right. So then we move ahead. We move on to Mercedes, and I'm going to say something about Mercedes. I think right now, I had said that the next couple of races would be a challenge for Mercedes. I did not take into account the time of day for the race in Bahrain. You all know desert, very hot daytime, temperature drastically switches during the night. It goes cold. And we've already known Mercedes can perform in cooler climate weather. And at this point in time, that is what they're in, given the time of the race. So Mercedes is not getting that challenge now. Now in Jeddah, I need to go back. I think Jeddah may be an opportunity where that might happen again. I think Jeddah kind of is at night, so they might get away with that one. I don't even want to say get away with it, because to be honest, I don't know if they fixed that problem or not. But I do know they're running pretty good right now. I do know that Mercedes are up and doing a good job right now as they're sitting here about to go into Q2 as we move in. 083, appreciate you, my brother, man. Take care of yourself. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, you know, it's rough for me, man. I appreciate you, bro. All right, so, you know, I've been dealing with this since January. Haven't been, you know, I've been homebound since January. I'll just say that. All right. So appreciate you, 083. Much love to you. And right now, Mercedes is doing well. Antonelli is, I'm not gonna go overboard and we're gonna go into a bunch of, Antonelli hype, but let's just keep it a buck. Antonelli is doing a damn good job for his rookie season so far. And I say so far because that's real. Anything can change. But so far, Antonelli is doing a damn good job. And how about Yuki? It was very disgusting. It's very disgusting anytime, How about Trump, y'all? How about Trump? That just came to mind. And screw McLaren for having Trump in their garage in Miami, because Trump don't do nothing but screw up. And it's kind of like McLaren screwing up right now with Oscar and Lando. I'm just keeping it a buck. And big shout out to China giving Trump the middle finger, because China is dropping all the business as far as retailers and brand names. I just had to say that real quick. But how about Yuki? Because people were ready to throw. I think it's disgusting that people are so quick to try to throw dirt on Yuki over Lawson over just one race. He's been in here one race. This is his second race. And in his second race, where's Lim Lawson? He's 17th. He's out in Q1. Hadjar, the rookie, goes out in Q2, which Hadjar was not pleased with it, but I still give him kudos for that. So he outperformed Lawson, and Yuki is in the Q3. So everybody out there that were shitting on Yuki just on the principle of bigotry and I want to see another golden boy, screw you. Yuki shows right now that he's running. He's trying his best to learn this car. He is trying his utmost to perform in a car where many have failed. The most successful person in this car next to Max Verstappen would be, and Yuki right there pops to the top. Big shout out to Yuki popping to the top, is the Honey Badger, and most recently, Sergio Perez. And even Sergio Perez had his problems, and some of us believe that some of those problems were as a result of, some of those problems were as a result of maybe some trickery. But Yuki in Q3 is absolutely awesome. And I think right now it's early, second race, but I think at this point in time, it's factual that he's doing a better job in the Red Bull car than Lim Lawson was doing in the races he got. Like, this is going to be his second race. If you want to take 2 for 2, Yuki right now, depending on how this weekend closes out, will have done a better job than Lawson, which would verify that not only had Red Bull made the right decision now, but Red Bull should have made a different decision then. And that decision is Yuki should have been in the car from the very beginning of the season. Yuki should have been in the team and in Red Bull, getting ingratiated with his team and more comfortable with the car before the season started, during season testing. They did Yuki a disservice not making that decision, which was clearly the right decision from a lot of us then. Imagine how far along Yuki would be now had he had a whole 3 days of testing, a whole off season with his engineers, with the team, coming into this season in that Red Bull car, it's likely Yuki would have been very well off. And we will see how much more he puts out coming up to Jeddah, because Jeddah is going to be a very big test for Yuki as well as other rookies and other drivers. You know, Jeddah is a high-speed circuit that does not give you a lot of room for error. So it's going to be a very, very big test for a lot of people. And even Lewis Hamilton, Sainz, drivers in new cars. And big shout out to what Sainz said. And this goes out to a lot of people trying to throw dirt on Lewis Hamilton's name as well as Sainz, because there's a lot of people out there clowning Sainz. Oh, you was with Ferrari, you was with McLaren, now you can't even go to Williams and outperform Albon. Like Sainz said, and what a lot of dumb asses say when they try to come here and say, you must be new. Like, you must be stupid. You got to be dumb. If you come here and say the comment, oh, you must be a newbie, you got to be dumb or you can't read. Can you not see how long we've been making Formula One content? So obviously I'm not brand new. You just say something stupid trying to look smart. And like Sainz said, either you don't, and you're probably the same person throwing dirt on Yuki, throwing dirt on Sainz, throwing dirt on Lewis Hamilton. And Sainz is calling you out. You don't know the sport as well as you think you know if you think a driver can come into a new team, a new car, and just jump right off and perform. Paul in the super chat, my brother, good day, fam. Hope you're feeling better. Don't worry about the videos. I told you, man, my Wolfpack fan I knew I was going to get in trouble. Worry about you. We always here. Love you, bro. Smash the like button. Much love, Paul. It's just hard for me, man. I put it up and I was going to delete it because I wasn't going to do it. And then I just couldn't do it because then I thought about how much I would have thought about it today. And this, I'm going to do it, man. If I say I'm going to do something and I put it up, which means I said I was going to do it. And so I'm going to do it and then we off, I appreciate you, my brother. But Sainz put it out there and he's right. Lewis Hamilton is not exempt from having to try to learn a new car in which they've changed 90% of and be running at the top. You all act like Lewis Hamilton, not you all, some of you all act like Lewis Hamilton is just doing extremely bad in a new team. Lewis Hamilton's in P3 running, and he's been pretty close to Leclerc in finishing. He's not been 10 spaces off. He's not been 10 positions off from Leclerc in finishing. So let's chill out. And Sainz has been probably the furthest, but how about Sainz making it into Q3? Albon out in Q1, which Albon likely probably had some issues. He's been expressing his issues, but Albon's been doing awesome for Williams. So there's no, that every now and then something's going to happen. So there's no negativity to be said about Albon out in Q1, but there is some positive words and motivation and encouragement to see Sainz in Q3. We've been waiting to see these drivers come alive in these new teams and these new cars, and Sainz is doing that now. And hopefully we'll see a continuation of that in Jeddah. That is exciting to know that it's possible. There's going to be an event where we see two Williams cars in the top 10 for points. Williams is doing an absolutely phenomenal job this season already, and it's early. They have more points now. I think the report was Albon has more points now than Williams might have had all season. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me check that. Let me check that just to be sure. But I think that was the report. And I'm not going to check the report, but I'll just check the points as a factual situation. Last season, Williams only had 17 points. 17 points. All right. This season, Albon already has 18 points. So yes. In this season, Williams have 19 points. So already this season, Albon has more points as a driver than Williams had as a collective team last season. Is there not something to be clapped about on that? That is truly, truly wonderful for the sport of Formula One. We are now having backmarker teams become truly honorable mid-pack fighters. That's great for us. That's great for us watching the sport. Hearing how passionate Albon is about the team getting things right and when they get things wrong. And you want to know why he's like that? He's like that because he honestly feels I can do better now. Before, it just was, we just here. Ain't no sense to throw up a bunch of salt and kick up a bunch of dirt about the situation. Now Albon can kick up dirt because he feels like we are not just here, we are getting there. All right, y'all. I'm sure I'm gonna have my wife looking at me in a moment about how long I'm being on. Trust that. So, and big shout out to my wife. Big shout out to my wife. If it hadn't been for her, and I'm gonna make a joke here, and I know she probably won't like the joke, but I'm gonna make a joke. If it hadn't been for her and her Honda turbo powered Accord and her finding me, I honestly don't know if things would have turned out the way they turned out. When I say that woman got me into that back of that car, of course with my help, I don't know what would have happened if I was completely passed out, which I wasn't trying to get there. If seeing her drive through that damn traffic as responsible but as aggressive as possible, and hearing the turbos on that Honda Accord spool up and get in and out of gaps to try to get me down the road and get me to the emergency room, big shout out for her driving style. Honda, big shout out to you. I'm a big Honda supporter, but big shout out to Honda making a very reliable 1.5 turbo liter engine. Because yesterday she truly showed me out of econ mode what that car was capable of. And I'm very blessed and very appreciative of her, and just her being there by my side and keeping me awake while I was in that room, like, honestly. So yeah, she did her thing yesterday, and she's not the best driver either. She can drive. I mean, when I say best driver, she's not like a better driver than me, but she can drive. So, the baby can drive too. But yeah, big shout out to my wife for that, so. Yeah, but I think this is great with Williams. I'm loving this with Yuki. I'm going to enjoy watching this race for real. Yeah, she is a real one. I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, Honda Accord did it for real. Mary Sylvia Wick. Yeah, Miss Senna is her new nickname. I'm going to let her know that, Sylvia. I'm going to let her know you called her Miss Senna. But yeah, honestly, it's been crazy. So this is a absolutely good thing. Verstappen. Let's talk about Verstappen, y'all. Before we get out of here, we can't forget about Max Verstappen. Paul in the super chat. Hats off your wife. Peace and love. Big shout out, bro. Thank you much. Let's talk about Max Verstappen. We got 26 seconds of Q3, and Max Verstappen is right now in 8th position. I every now and then I pick a couple of dumbasses to respond to in the chat, in the comment section, and a dumbass asked me, how about that race in Japan? Where was that, or something like that? He said it was something to the magnitude where, Max Verstappen. Oh yeah, it was who won the race in Japan. And you know what I said? The same person who didn't win the last 2 races are a sprint. The same person that didn't qualify in a sprint race where Lewis Hamilton did, and where Lewis Hamilton won a sprint. So it's oddly funny that those dumbasses only come out and speak very boisterous when Max Verstappen wins. I keep saying it, and they keep proving it true. They just keep proving it true. They never don't prove me right. And it's the Wolfpack family owns so much space in between whatever little brain exists between those 2 ears. We live there rent free, because you got to think about it. They come to our platform. They come to our channel. They come to our land and come here. Big shout out, Dave's Quattro. Take care of yourself, Jay. Thank you for this community, the family we have found here, and the support you all have given us. Man, let me tell you, Dave, it's us, bro. It's us. We make this community. You a big part of it, brother. Oh man, Scrappy entrepreneurship, bro. Oh my goodness, Scrappy. Much love for the Honda and super chat. Feel better, dude. Sounds like you've been through it, brother. Man, you just don't know, man. Much love, bro. You don't even know. People, I appreciate you for real. some of y'all, if y'all know, I appreciate you for real. Been through it, man. Not even working since January. I've been working here on this platform. I haven't been even working, bro. I'm just telling you, God is good, man. Thank you so much, Scrappy Entrepreneur. Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Much love to you for that, man. Y'all are so damn awesome, man. Y'all not, I didn't cry yesterday when I thought I was going to die. I ain't going to cry now, but let me tell you, my heart and my emotions right now, just seeing the love from you all is just unbelievably awesome. And, don't take me not crying or tearing up, because I've been through a lot as a kid. I seen people getting shot in front of me. I seen my uncle on the table dead. My sister was murdered, at a very young age and growing up. So there's a lot of traumatic things that happen to me that keep me from crying in certain situations, just because also my family and men of my family, would penalize me for that when I was young. So it's just something it's hard for me to do. But y'all just don't know how emotional y'all make me when I see the love that y'all provide, for real. The love that y'all provide is real, and the camaraderie and the loyalty and the friendship and the family. I can't wait to speak to y'all in Discord today and hear and talk F1 and just talk to y'all, just hear y'all voices today. But yeah, good old Max Verstappen. We're going to see what happens. And I always tell you, and it's like sometimes these people don't listen to me. I always give Max Verstappen credit for laying down a hot lap. I don't count him out. But as you see right now, the clock is zeroed out and Max Verstappen is 7th in positioning. We're going to see what Lando does with Max. It's time for Lando to really stand up. It's time for Lando to fight Max and see what he's got. Because, man, Lando has not done well against Max Verstappen side by side. He just has not. And you got to also remember, people, I don't know, it's funny that these Max Verstappen delusional fans, and I always put the delusional part in there because Barack is a Max Verstappen Red Bull fan, and he's not delusional. He's very objective. I always put the delusional part on there because I want other honest Max Verstappen fans not to confuse my digs or my criticisms to them, just to be fair. But some of these other dumbasses come here, and they always want to try to act like we don't know Formula One, and they prove that they don't know much about Formula One. I think we all knew that and saw Japan was not the best track to pass. It was not the best track to pass. Max Verstappen did what he had to do in pole position, and it's not much more different than Monaco, just bigger and in a figure eight, as we found. So that really didn't show us much. And also, we already know that Max Verstappen is going to win a few races here and there. I mean, he won a few races here and there. When we saw last season, he was not having a good back half, and pretty much this season is starting to look the same. Think about this, the back half of his season. He didn't win the first two. He won one, right? That's the only difference between the first 3 races you see right here. So now we in the 4th round. He's P7 at qualifying. Doesn't mean he can't come up, but what if he only gets P5? So yeah, if Max Verstappen's season is going to look like this, it's not a driver's championship, but I still don't count him out, because he's proven sometime when they can get the car exactly right. And I want to be very clear when I say this. When they can get the car exactly right, Max Verstappen can do some things right. Big shout out to Paul in the super chat. I might even have to talk to Wolves. Man, brother, I would appreciate you dropping some gems in Wolves Den, brother. I know you the professional listener, but I would appreciate you dropping some gems. Res J, we're all here for you. Sylvia Witt Kelly, we have your back no matter what. Please rest. And Sylvia Witt Kelly, I promise I will. I promise I will. I promise I will. And he just, Max, y'all forget this car is so much developed for him. He should be doing something. But I guess again, we are proven right, people, that Max Verstappen cannot take an AlphaTauri on a Haas to Paul. AlphaTauri or a Haas to pole. Because he couldn't even take the RB21 to pole position. So what happened? Max Verstappen, dumbass, delusional fans, what happened? Just tell us what happened. Just explain this to us. What happened? You gonna blame it on everything like Max Verstappen? Because that's what Max does. As soon as he know things aren't going his way and he can't do more with less, he starts blaming the team, blaming the car, blaming the team, blaming the car. He plays the blame game. I have never heard Max Verstappen more take responsibility than blame his team and blame the car. That's the type of person that Max Verstappen is. All right. He's going to blame the team. He's going to blame the car. I have rarely heard him say, I have to do better. I didn't do what I could have done. I am in one of the most dominant cars, and I'm definitely in a top performing car, and I just have to find a way to extract the performance from the car and put my team in position. It's always, oh, this sucks. It's very, very bad. He sounds like Trump. It's very, very bad. Very, very bad. Very, very bad. It's not good. Who made this deal? Max, you made this deal. So those are character traits that you need to have in order to be a GOAT. All right. And I think Sylvia Wick, Maria Duncan, Mary Beanie, Paul, Derwin, I think a lot of you are right when y'all say Max Verstappen might be jumping ship sooner than later. I think some of you are right. You could be proven right. Because he doesn't seem like he has the character to stay with a team as they're going to go through things like Lewis Hamilton did for 3 whole desolate, using my life seasons that Lewis gave Mercedes. And I'm also going to say this before we go. I'm also going to say this. Why is it that not everybody, I don't want to do that. Why is it that some of you people want to sit here and all of a sudden be like, oh, Lewis left Mercedes too early. Look at what they doing. Yeah, look at what they doing. We still haven't seen them in hot climate. Look at what Leclerc is, though. So what's going to happen? Hamilton did P9. Okay, not the best, but it's top 10 and it's Q3. P9, still learning the car with Sainz from a former Ferrari driver. Max Verstappen 7th. So let's not talk too much shit. And big shout out to Yuki. But what are we doing? Russell, yeah, they're doing better. It's cooler climate. I don't know what's going to happen when it gets hot. And I don't know if Mercedes is going to be winning a driver's championship this season. It's nice to see them doing what they're doing. It's very positive for Antonelli to come in and not have to be in the mix of the 3 seasons that Lewis Hamilton took this for. But this reminds me of something. This reminds me of when Sebastian Vettel was with Aston Martin during the dog seasons and then left, retired. Alonso came in, 8 podiums. Sebastian Vettel could have done that or more, but he left. And this is kind of similar. I mean, I would think that after 3 seasons, you might get your shit together. Congratulations, Mercedes. But how much have they gotten their shit together? They're not out here blasting the winning races. And the name of the game right now for Lewis Hamilton is to try to get what was stolen from him. And what was stolen from him is an 8th world title. All right. That's all I can do right now today, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and get up off of here. I just want to say Antonelli's doing well. Gasly, nice to see you in some territory where you haven't really been. And Yuki, keep working hard. And let's watch the Bahrain Grand Prix, which is a very familiar track for everybody. So that's kind of equal playing field. The rookies had a lot of time here. That's nice and kind of levels the up for them. And I also say this, I don't know if Bahrain is the best circuit to pass at again. You know, which, you know, hey, it doesn't serve well for some, serves well for others. I'm really kind of waiting for us to get to a circuit where we got a lot of passing opportunity. But we do know Bahrain has 3 DRS zones, all right, and some potential nice straights where they could pass, all right. We got a nice one going into Sector 1. Definitely, we got 2 in Sector 1, a decent one in Sector 2, and 1 in Sector 3. So there are some areas here, and I'm hoping that that is going to lead to them being able to do something. But right now, I think we're running into a problem of track width compared to car width. And the wider these cars are, no matter how wide the track was initially, that distance or that room kind of gets taken up. And then therefore you have a decreased ability to make passes because now your car is wider, which we are supposed to be going to a smaller dimension car sometime soon. So we'll see that. All right. Much love to you all. I will see you all hopefully soon where I can get back on camera. And don't know what today is going to bring, but peace and love. Thank God that you are here. Thank God that you are alive, because somebody didn't get to see the sun up on their face this morning. Somebody didn't get to wake up and see a loved one. Somebody didn't get to wake up and just have simply breakfast. And we did. All right. So we got another day to fight, and therefore we should charge forward just as so. All right. I'll see you all in Wolves Den later today. Much love, and thank you for all the love in the live chat. And big shout out for all the super chats. See you soon. All right. Peace.